Study with Artemis, Inc. podcast. This information was produced with the assistance of AI-generated content. Major figures in parapsychology, a historical overview. Parapsychology, often considered a fringe science by mainstream academia, is the scientific study of paranormal phenomena, particularly those concerning mind-matter interactions, psychokinesis, and anomalous information transfer, telepathy, clairvoyance, precognition, that are not explicable by known physical or biological mechanisms. Its history is rich with compelling personalities, rigorous experimentation, and profound skepticism. This overview delves into some of the most influential figures who have shaped the field, from its early psychical research roots to modern-day inquiries. The pioneers of psychical research, late 19th, early 20th century. The late 19th century saw a surge of interest in spiritualism and psychic phenomena, prompting scientists and scholars to form societies dedicated to their systematic investigation. Frederick W. H. Myers, 1843–1901. A classical scholar and poet, Frederick W. H. Myers was a founding member of the Society for Psychical Research, SPR, in London in 1882. Myers is perhaps best known for coining the term telepathy, and for his extensive work on the concept of the subliminal self, a vast, unconscious mind that, he believed, was the source of psychic abilities and post-mortem survival evidence. His monumental work, Human Personality and Its Survival of Bodily Death, 1903, published posthumously, laid a philosophical and theoretical groundwork for much of early psychical research, synthesizing diverse phenomena like hypnotism, automatism, and apparitions into a grand theory of human consciousness. Myers insisted on rigorous methodology, advocating for the collection of detailed, verifiable data on spontaneous cases and experimental settings. Sir William Crookes, 1832–1919. A renowned British chemist and physicist, discoverer of thallium and inventor of the Crookes tube, a precursor to the X-ray tube, Sir William Crookes brought considerable scientific credibility to early psychical research. He conducted investigations into spiritualist mediums, most notably Daniel Dunglass Home and Florence Cook. Despite controversy and accusations of credulity from some of his peers, Crookes maintained that he observed genuine phenomena, including levitation and materializations, under controlled conditions. His involvement underscored the early psychical researchers' commitment to applying scientific methods to phenomena often dismissed as fraud or illusion, though his methods were later criticized for lacking sufficient controls against deception. Charles Richet, 1850–1935. A French physiologist, Charles Richet won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1913 for his work on anaphylaxis. Before and after his Nobel win, Richet was deeply involved in psychical research, studying hypnotism, clairvoyance, and the controversial phenomenon of ectoplasm produced by mediums. He coined the term metapsychics to describe the study of phenomena beyond the normal laws of nature. Richet was an influential figure in the scientific community who openly acknowledged what he believed to be genuine paranormal occurrences, conducting extensive experiments with mediums like Eusapia Palladino. His scientific stature lent weight to a field often viewed with suspicion, though like Crookes, his investigations into physical mediumship later faced scrutiny. Eleanor Sidgwick, 1845–1936. Eleanor Mildred Sidgwick was a highly accomplished mathematician and educator, one of the Cambridge women who broke barriers in academia. She was a prominent member and eventually president of the Society for Psychical Research, conducting meticulous investigations into telepathy, seances, and apparitions. Known for her analytical rigor and skeptical approach, she focused on statistical methods and careful observation to rule out fraud or normal explanations. Her work with her husband, Henry Sidgwick, on the census of hallucinations was a pioneering effort to systematically gather and analyze spontaneous experiences, attempting to distinguish between genuine psychic events and mere coincidence or delusion. She was crucial in maintaining the SPR's scientific integrity during its formative years. The rise of experimental parapsychology, mid-20th century. The mid-20th century saw a shift towards more controlled, quantitative laboratory experiments, largely spearheaded in the United States. J.B. Rhine, 1895–1980, and Louisa E. Rhine, 1891–1983. Joseph Banks Rhine, a botanist by training, and Louisa E. Rhine, a psychologist, are widely considered the founders of modern parapsychology as an academic discipline. In the 1930s, they established the Parapsychology Laboratory at Duke University, where they conducted systematic, quantitative experiments on extrasensory perception, ESP, and psychokinesis, PK. J.B. Rhine popularized the use of Zener cards, 5 distinct symbols, to test for telepathy, clairvoyance, and precognition, and dice-rolling experiments for PK. Their work, particularly detailed in J.B. Rhine's books Extrasensory Perception, 1934, and New Frontiers of the Mind, 1937, aimed to bring parapsychology into the realm of mainstream science by using statistical methods to evaluate results, moving away from reliance on anecdotal evidence or individual mediums. Louisa Rhine focused more on collecting and analyzing spontaneous cases of psychic experiences, publishing Hidden Channels of the Mind, 1961, which provided valuable qualitative data to complement the quantitative lab work. The Rhines faced significant skepticism but established the methodology that defined parapsychology for decades. Gardner Murphy, 1895 to 1979. A distinguished psychologist, Gardner Murphy served as president of the American Psychological Association and was a prominent advocate for the scientific study of parapsychology. He believed that psi phenomena, though anomalous, were integral to understanding the full scope of human personality and consciousness. Murphy provided intellectual leadership and institutional support for parapsychological research, serving on the boards of various parapsychological organizations and writing extensively on the topic, including Challenge of Psychical Research, 1961. He emphasized the integration of parapsychological findings with broader psychological theory, advocating for a holistic view of the human mind that included what he termed transpersonal aspects. Modern parapsychology, late 20th to 21st century. Contemporary parapsychology continues to grapple with methodological challenges and intense debate, but new generations of researchers employ advanced statistical techniques and theoretical frameworks. Russell Targ, born in 1934, and Harold Puthoff, born in 1936. Russell Targ, a physicist, and Harold Puthoff, an electrical engineer, gained significant attention for their work on remote viewing at Stanford Research Institute, SRI, in the 1970s, conducted under contract for the U.S. government, Project Stargate. Remote viewing is a purported psychic ability to perceive distant or unseen targets. Targ and Puthoff developed protocols where remote viewers, often military personnel, would describe or draw images of a randomly selected distant location, with results later judged by independent evaluators. Their work, documented in books like Mind Reach, Scientists Look at Psychic Abilities, 1977, presented what they claimed were statistically significant successes, leading to both intrigue and intense criticism regarding methodological flaws and potential sensory leakage. Despite the controversy, their research brought parapsychology into government interest and demonstrated a new approach to testing ESP. Ingo Swann, 1933 to 2013. Ingo Swann was a prominent participant in the SRI remote viewing experiments and is often credited with coining the term remote viewing itself. A visual artist with a history of psychic experiences, Swann developed and refined the protocols for controlled remote viewing, a structured approach to train individuals to describe distant targets. His detailed and sometimes uncannily accurate descriptions of hidden locations or objects, including a famous alleged outing of Jupiter's rings before they were photographed by Voyager 1, made him one of the most compelling and controversial psychic subjects of his time. Swann's contributions were primarily as a gifted percipient and a developer of practical techniques, pushing the boundaries of what was considered possible in human perception. Dean Radin, born in 1952. Dean Radin is a leading contemporary parapsychologist and a senior scientist at the Institute of Noetic Sciences, IONS. He holds a Ph.D. in educational psychology and has conducted extensive experimental research into consciousness, psi phenomena, and their implications for the nature of reality. Radin is a strong proponent of rigorous statistical analysis and meta-analysis to demonstrate the cumulative evidence for psi effects. His books, such as The Conscious Universe, The Scientific Truth of Psychic Phenomena, 1997, and Entangled Minds, Extrasensory Experiences in a Quantum Reality, 2006, explore the potential connections between quantum physics and consciousness to explain psi phenomena. Radin's work often involves double-blind, automated experiments to minimize human error and bias, aiming to meet the highest standards of scientific rigor. Rupert Sheldrake, born in 1942. A British biologist and author known for his concept of morphic resonance, Rupert Sheldrake is a controversial but influential figure in parapsychology. While not exclusively a parapsychologist, his theories touch directly on psi phenomena, particularly telepathy, e.g., sense of being stared at, psychic abilities of pets. Sheldrake proposes that morphic fields are non-physical fields that organize and influence living systems, including memory and habits, and could potentially explain non-local connections between minds. His work, detailed in books like Dogs That Know When Their Owners Are Coming Home, 1999, and The Sense of Being Stared At, 2003, has generated considerable debate and often faces strong criticism from mainstream science due to its challenge to conventional biological and physical paradigms. Nevertheless, he has contributed to the discussion of how information might be transmitted or accessed beyond conventional means. Conclusion. The history of parapsychology is a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the mysteries of the mind and consciousness. From the early investigators who sought to bring scientific scrutiny to spiritualist phenomena, to the Duke University pioneers who standardized experimental methods, and the modern researchers employing advanced statistics and quantum theory, these figures have consistently pushed the boundaries of conventional understanding. While the field remains highly contested and continues to face significant challenges in achieving widespread scientific acceptance, the work of these major figures has established a dedicated area of inquiry, fostering ongoing research into phenomena that defy easy explanation. They remind us that the map of reality, particularly that concerning consciousness, may contain more uncharted territories than we currently recognize. Copyright 2025. References: Rhine, J. B. 1934. Extrasensory Perception. Boston Society for Psychic Research. Rhine, J. B. 1937. New Frontiers of the Mind. The Story of the Duke Experiments in Extrasensory Perception. Farrar and Reinhardt. Rhine, L. E. 1961. Hidden Channels of the Mind. William Sloan Associates. Myers, F. W. H. 1903. Human Personality and Its Survival of Bodily Death, 2 volumes. Longmans, Green, and Company. Crooks, W. 1874. Researches in the Phenomena of Spiritualism. J. Burns. Richet, C. 1922. Traits de Metapsychique. Felix Alkan. Translated as 30 Years of Psychical Research in 1923. Targ, R. and Puthoff, H. 1977. Mind Reach. Scientists Look at Psychic Abilities. Delacorte Press. Radin, D. 1997. The Conscious Universe. The Scientific Truth of Psychic Phenomena. Hopper 1. Radin, D. 2006. Entangled Minds. Extrasensory Experiences in a Quantum Reality. Paraview Pocketbooks. Sheldrake, R. 1999. Dogs That Know When Their Owners Are Coming Home, and Other Unexplained Powers of Animals. Crown. Sheldrake, R. 2003. The Sense of Being Stared At, and Other Aspects of Extended Mind. Crown. Murphy, G., and Dale, L. A. 1961. Challenge of Psychical Research, A Primer of Parapsychology. Harper and Row. Gould, A. 1968. The Founders of Psychical Research. Routledge and Keegan Paul. Sidgwick, H. et al., 1894. Report on the Census of Hallucinations. Proceedings of the Society for Psychical Research, 10, 25 to 422.